Hello everyone, Saturn here, breaking down technology and research in Stellaris. It can be quite daunting. It's an important aspect of the game, or pretty much any 4X or grand strategy game. So let's get into it. When you start a new game, the first thing you're going to see is messages right up on top talking about research. All you have to do is click one of them and it'll bring you right to the technology screen. So there's 3 different types of technologies right from the get-go. They're all categorized, so let's go through each one of them. The first one is physics research. This includes technologies such as science labs, more research, science ships, ship computers, point defense, sensors, power plants, shields, ship reactors, energy weapons, FTL drives, a ton of different stuff in one area, but that's all within physics. Now going down to society research, parts of the game that this is related to is food production, leader lifespan and policies, species modifications, army types, fleet and naval capacity limits, tile blocker clearance, terraforming of planets, starbase capacity, unity edicts, a whole wide variety, right, of technologies again. So you can kind of see why these were grouped up in the game. The next is also engineering. This includes armor, kinetic explosive weapons, thrusters, ships types and sizes, hulls, star bases, and strike craft. I also want to give a few quick tips on the UI for the technology screen. You can click on the research button. Sometimes this is missed, and you can see all the technologies that you researched before in each of the categories. Also, if you choose a technology that you don't necessarily want, there's a button here where you can actually change your research and choose something new. Again, that's something that's missed quite often. You can also hover over and see your research speed and the bonuses that you're getting there. And you can also see the expertise that your different scientists have, and we'll get into that more later in the video. Now that you're more familiar with the technology UI and you know that there's different categories for the different techs, I want to go a little bit more specific into the technologies themselves. Each one has a different tier, and there's tiers ranging from tier 0 to tier 5. How you get to the next tiers, what you need to do is you need to make sure that 6 technologies of, for example, tier 1 is researched, and once those are completed, then tier 2 techs become available. Then the same goes for the next tier. You would need to have 6 tier 2 techs completed to get tier 3, and so on and so on. I'll make sure to have the website that I was using available down below in the comments. It makes it look like, though, that Stellaris uses a tech tree like traditional 4X games, but it does not. It uses a card-based system. So every time you go up a tier, as I explained earlier, what that does is it makes those cards available in your card deck. And every time you go to choose a new research, it makes those cards available. Even though the cards are randomly chosen, there is a weight system. So for example, if there's a tech here that I don't choose, the next time the cards do get pulled, or the next time I get to choose a new tech, that one has a higher chance of becoming available. There's also other techs that you'll see in purple. These are considered rare technologies and have a much harder chance of them showing up. So how do we increase our research speed so it doesn't take many months to complete a tech? Well, one way is to make sure that your scientist's expertise, which you can see here and kind of I explained earlier, matches the tech that you're trying to research. This, for example, for industry will give us a plus 15% research speed. There's also another one that's commonly used, and it's underneath your ascension perks, and really is the first one a lot of people choose, is technological ascendancy. This gives you a plus 10% research speed, and rare technologies will have a much higher rate of showing up, which is what I explained earlier. These techs are usually very beneficial. Now that we know how to increase research speed, how do we increase research output, and where do we see how much we're actually generating? Well, on the upper bar, you can hover over the microscope, and this tells you how much you're making for each category. So you can see here for physics, society, and engineering, how many points we're generating. But how can we make these even more? Well, one way is definitely your capital planet. Right from the beginning, and again, this is a little bit farther into the game, you should already have a research complex. This alone will use consumer goods and generate more research points for you in each category. Another way to get more research points is by using your construction ships and hooking up and creating little stations, research stations. For example, in Rochelle right here, we could get 3 physics research, which we have hooked up already because it's in green. And you can see here there's 3 engineering. So also systems will also help towards your research total. Another way to get a quick boost in research is also after a successful battle. If you own that system, it's pretty safe. You can send a science ship in and you can do some research there, and it'll tell you what type of components are out there. So for example, small disruptor, energy siphon, and medium disruptor. So if you don't have these already, you go out there and do that research. It'll help towards those categories. Lastly, another way to increase your research output is to use your science ships. If you have a planet, for example, your capital, that's producing a lot of science points, what you can do is actually choose your science ship. You can hit assist research. It'll go to your planet. You can only have one ship per planet. It'll go out there and it's going to give bonuses to the research. And you can see right here, it's plus 14% across the board. So hopefully this quick breakdown of technology and research has helped you. If it has, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. They're free. I stream 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv. And as always,
for the swarm.